it's TX141, and today I'm bringing you a commentary of a game I got my Spitfire Mk the other day. It's a 9-0 gameplay, and in a way it's proof that I do not always spend my time up at high altitudes. I know some of you have probably been getting fed up with watching me fly as high as possible, but today I get down low and quite dirty in all honesty. Not in that way for those of you inclined. Okay, so we're on the map Rice Terraces, the ground strike map, obviously in arcades, that's my favourite game mode. And yes, initially I am doing my standard climb and fly away tactic. However, as you're going to see, I cannot use the Spitfire Mk in the same manner I'd use a Messerschmitt 109 and a P47D Thunderbolt. So, the Spitfire Mk, in my opinion, I'm going to be honest, it's not the Spitfire Mk II or a Spitfire Mk9. It's nowhere near those two planes. If you fly on those planes, you'll know exactly what I mean when you fly this plane. I haven't got it fully upgraded. I've got it all the way up to it, including the engine throttle upgrade. But this plane, it's just, for its tier, it's right in the middle ground. It's not that it's a bad plane, but it's not great either. And as you can see, I'm struggling to keep my speed up, but I've been doing all the climbing. I tried diving on this Heinkel 112 A0, I believe it is. And we've still got the recurring problem with the roll rate lock up at high speed that's common to all the Spitfires. So I'm just coming down on him, and he crashes it into the pillbox, so I'm feeling a bit miffed myself, or annoyed in standard English, because I really wanted that kill, but never mind. So now I'm down at lower altitudes, i.e. below 2,000 metres, and I'm flying along and I realise all the enemy planes are above me, so there's no way I'm getting back up high. And okay, I start to fly over. I'm just thinking, fly towards teammates who need cover or who are heading towards the enemy and just chip in. So I have the Spitfire who's just taking out one of my teammates who's also a Spitfire, and I engage. And I get a critical hit off on him, and I turn around and I see an IL-2 coming at me, and he's already started firing. I just dance over him. He's trying to do a turn round that levels it out and goes after someone else. So I decide to come back down on the stern deck and I fire away. Managed to nail the pilot out and set him on fire. Well, no, he got set on fire by someone else, according to that. So I've got 2 kills. I managed to get that Spitfire as well. It's a double strike. So anyway, going back to talking about the Spitfire Mk, the problem is its turn rate's not as great as the Spitfire Mk IIs or the Mk9s, and also it can't maintain its speed. Well, in my opinion, it can't maintain its speed as well. And as a result, when you do engage landing flaps to do your combat turns, as soon as you've made one 360-degree turn, you've lost all your speed and you've had it. And as you're going to see as this game goes on, I really get into a pickle with this plane. But anyway, also on the armament side, I do love the 20mm Mk II Hispano cans, but the only problem is they fire so quickly, it's unbelievable. And speaking of shooting things, I've got my plane set to 250mm gun convergence and 30 minutes of fuel, as always. The reason why I've got the gun convergence shorter is because the guns are mounted in the wings and I've got to get up close and personal. So I've gained a bit of altitude, I'm up to 1,500 metres, and I'm deciding to head back into the fray. And I'm noticing that multiple teammates are going after that LA5, so I'm going to come down the 109, I believe. And he's aiming directly for me, so I decided to dip down and and then climb over him. And it works to my advantage, because now I can engage my plane's slightly tighter turn circle then. The only problem is, I've had to sacrifice all my energy doing this, and the P47D did nail the 109. But to be fair, I provided the distraction, so it's all good. I'm now going to dive down. I'm noticing that we've got a P63 King Cobra that's flying off, and we've got a Dornier that's decided to come directly for me despite being on fire. And he just clips me with the machine guns, but it's no major damage. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that Dornier's going to go down now. So I fire a burst in, and he gets killed by one of my teammates, so I get the assist, and I've got pieces of the plane flying at me all over the place. Anyway, carrying on, and I hate flying down low, as you can probably tell. I engage the landing flaps once again, and I head back into the fray. I notice that my teammates are getting chased by 4 fighters here, bow fire, and I decide to pick on one of them, and I fire away, and then I believe I try and sort of cut in, but I completely screw it up, and I decide to leave it because I'm worried about what might be on my tail. And the CR-42N decides to come after me while the biplanes. I dive down this I-16, take him out, I think. Yep, just took him out. And I'm worried now in case I've got that Marcolian CR-42 still chasing me. But I look up and I notice he's no longer there. So I see an Aircobra fly past, and I've only got my machine guns at this point. As I was saying about the cannon ammo just going out the window as soon as you fire the cannons. but they're still quite effective. I'm running the stealth ammo, and if you get a good hit off, that enemy plane's dead. So I'm just looking around now. I've got myself a bit of space and I'm trying to pick my speed up. The only thing I've noticed is the Mark 5's a little bit faster than the Mark 2 on the flat at low altitudes, but it can't maintain that speed very well in a turning fight. But as I said, this is my opinion. You guys might have seen it differently, or I might be using it differently to yourselves. So please do not let me dissuade you from actually using the plane or put you off of using it. So I've managed to get a bit of altitude. I've noticed I've actually taken some damage as well. So I'm a little bit nervous at this point, and also I'm noticing that none of my teammates are really over in the thick of it. So I'm checking the scoreboard, just seeing how many kills I've got on that. And this bow fighter's still flying even though he's burning away, so I'm going to finish him off. Hate to do it in all honesty, but it's got to be done, just in case he decides to kill another pilot. So I get rid of him, that's 4 kills. Well, let's say 3.5 because that wasn't really mine. And I go for a climb. Sorry, let me have a breather. So I'm seeing all my teammates are constantly chasing 1 or 2 planes. They just all went for that KI-61 Tony, and now they're going for that Sturmovik, and I do not want to join the trains, in honesty. I've seen what happens when you join a train. You're probably going to lose the plane to one of your own teammates or someone who gets a lucky run. So I decided to dive down this P-39 Aerocobra. So RP-3 can't really turn with him. And I noticed the P-39 is actually luring me back towards his teammates. Pardon me, win. So instead I go for the Junkers 87, that doesn't work. I carry on with the Aerocobra, I just follow through. And I get him on the turn here, I think. Yep, nailed him directly on the turn. And I'm noticing I've run right into a hornet's nest, so I have to dodge all the planes that are coming at me right now. Starting with this Heinkel 51, I don't know why biplane's in it, so I just go over and take him out. Then a Yak 7B. I'm having to make this plane dance. But as you can see, my speed, I'm having to hold down the WEP in order to keep my speed up to make these manoeuvres. So instead of going for all those planes chasing my teammates on the right, I'm just going to fly as low as possible and get the heck out of here. I do not want to be in this area anymore. I'm keeping it as low as possible. I'm keeping the speed up, a nice 450 kilometers an hour, which, as I said, this plane's got pretty good speed. Dodge the tree. I notice I've still got some enemy planes sort of around behind me. They might decide to dive on me, so I keep checking behind. And as soon as they leave me alone, I decide to just head off up the canyon. I notice that KI-61's still chasing me, and I decide to loop over, which is risky, especially if that guy's right on your tail, but he's already been turned away because of our MiG-3. So I've got myself a window now to walk away, or fly away. Now notice another plane's actually diving on me, another BF-109, as you can see all the bullets flying over, the cannon shells. And so he's decided to turn, and I've got another plane on me as well now. Oh crikey, and now I've got to take it as low as possible. That's 3 planes on me now. Well, one of them just flew right past, and he actually, there was a King Cobra, that was the one. And I got a bomber, sorry, the front gunner of that AR-2. So I ignore him completely because he's a bomber, he's not going to be much danger to me. I want to get all these fighters out of the way if possible. So I go for the KI-61 here. Reload with my cannons, I completely screw up the shot. So I'm going to try and tuck him behind now. I get off a quick burst, nothing happens, and then I get off a second burst, take the pilot out. And I can still hear bullets going all around me. I'm not sure what's going on, but I've got 7 kills, well 6.5 now. And I'm just going to carry on flying. I'm heading away as far as possible because I'm shattered, folks. I'm really jittery about this. So I'm heading back to the base to get some altitude. And I notice this AR-2 still flying, even though it's got, I think, 3 of our guys on it at least. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, crying out loud, come on. And I don't like kill stealing, as you know. But as I'm flying over, I'm noticing they're still struggling to kill him. Now that's that's 3 planes on him. So I decide to finish the job myself. Sorry, 4 planes on him I can see. So I take the pilot out. So let's make it 7. Let's count that as another half. So that's 7 kills overall, even though it says 8 there. And I'm just flying along. I'm noticing the plane's not in the best of conditions. And really, I really don't want to go back into the fight anymore. I've done my part. And the plane's not in the best of shape. But I don't want to land because most of my teammates are just sitting over the airfield, which would indicate that the enemy's got free reign over what they can do, especially if they decide to dive and bomb our airfield. So I head off to the right side of the map, the eastern side of the map, and decide to get some altitude. However, as you guys are going to find out in a minute, that didn't work very well. But I'm not going to spoil anything for you. So this plane doesn't climb too bad. It's a better climber than the Mark II in my opinion, but the climb rate's nothing special, and it really it struggles to compete with the planes at its tier. If, in terms of climbing, you cannot perform energy tactics against BF-109s or LA5s. I'm checking the scoreboard once again because I've got no idea how many I've actually killed when I had no idea how many I killed when I was playing. But carrying on, I'm just flying along, reloading my guns, and crikey, the reload time's long because I haven't actually got the expert rating on this, or I might have, I can't remember. Yep, I probably have, it's up to 20 seconds yet, that makes sense, I've got expert on this. So anyway, flying along, noticing all my teammates are chasing that BF-109 down there and some other planes, and I'm thinking I'm in the clear, so I'm looking forward, and I can see some black dots in the very far distance. I doubt you'll be able to make them out on your screen, but I'm just flying along and hoping I can perhaps nail a bomber or something along those lines, because our team's doing pretty well on the ground vehicle front, but we might still lose. And so having made my way up to 2,300 metres, which is a high enough altitude for me, I keep looking forward, and out of the clouds comes a BF-109E. It's an E3, I believe, and oh gosh, here we go. So I fly over, he clips my left wing with his 20mm FF cannons, and I am panicking now. I'm having to hold down the whip. I've got no energy left, so I made a dead vertical climb, and I'm trying to have a turn fight with him. And I'm lucky that the BF-109's decided to turn on the side where he's crippled my wing, which means I've got the ability to just keep turning and turning and turning. If he'd gone the other way, I would have been dead by now in the turn fight. So I'm just diving in underneath him, and he's decided to come out and perform a thatch weave. This is what happens when he thatch weaves. Nailed him, first shot. So really, that's up to 9, or we could say 8 because of the 2 kills that weren't really mine. But that's 9 kills overall, and I'm quite pleased at this point. The plane's falling to pieces. I'm shocked that I even managed to get that guy in the first run. I mean, that's cutting it close, folks. I've never been able to do that very often. So I'm just flying along, and the game's pretty much coming to an end. Although all the enemy planes have turned into a ground attack aircraft, or the enemy's bringing out ground attack aircraft. So I decided to jump, see if I can jump any of them. But really, I'm too high and too far away in order to do anything, and my teammates are just going after them all in massive daisy chains. So I look at all these targets here and I notice the BF-109G and the Beaufort. I'm trying to pick one out of the group, and I think I fire. No, I don't. I instead go for the Gustav because the game's almost at its end and I'm worried about this fighter. And I get a critical hit off, but the game ends. So unfortunately I couldn't make it a double ace for you guys. It was good enough nonetheless, I reckon. I'll tell you one thing, it was pretty tense when I was playing. It's pretty tense commentating over it right now. So it wasn't too bad overall. And let's bring out the scoreboard. Okay, so what did I earn from that? 14,000 XP, 15,000 silver lions. That's pretty good. And I was even checking to make sure I actually survived that. I was quite shocked. But no, I also got the 1 assist, and it put me right near the top of the scoreboard for my team, I believe. And it was a brilliant game, so I've been TX141. If you've enjoyed this video and commentary, please leave a like, a comment, or perhaps even subscribe for more War Thunder content on my channel. Catch you later.